you were doing some sort of helicopter type of thing in the yard. I saw that was cute.
Shannon tried to embarrass me by posting a video of me, and everyone loved it. They loved the video of me.
I don't know what was embarrassing about it. I thought it was adorable. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Because I look like an idiot. She's like, everyone will ridicule him, and I'll be like, nope, they'll love me even more, Shannon.
That's right. That's cute Dan Goodsale.
You've gone wrong again, trying to shame
foiled
me.
your plans again.
Hey, watch him with Dan and Tony. Hey, watch him with Dan and Tony. It's Hey Watching, yeah.
Welcome to Hate Watching with Dan and Tony, the show where I make Tony watch bad movies and he
Just the
suffers.
worst. Just so bad.
This week I picked the movie, a classic from, what was it, 2012?
Came out in 2012.
A movie called Foodfight.
It's not a movie. Stop calling it a movie. There's no way that this is a finished product. I don't know how you found this. I don't know why it got released on any platform at all. This is a nightmare.
Did you do any research about this movie, Tony?
No, you told me to go in blind, and I followed. I was like, all right, I'm not going to watch a trailer. I'm not going to read anything. I'm just going to watch it.
This movie was produced by the executive producer of the movie True Lies.
No, it wasn't. True Lies is so good. I love that movie. Oh, boy. What happened to him?
This movie was one of those movies that was in like weird hell. I mean, I think they produced it for about, I think it took like 13 years to make this movie.
Okay, I guess that makes a little bit of sense of why it looks so bad. But still, that's still like 90s animation should look better.
At one point, they like made most of the movie and then supposedly all the tapes got stolen.
What? That's not true, Dan. What happened is the director watched the movie and then burned the tapes and was like, someone must have stole them because that movie was bad.
This movie like really makes no sense because it's an animated movie and it stars...
I put that in quotes just so everyone knows it is an animated movie.
Stars Charlie Sheen and Hilary Duff.
Wayne Brady,
Cloris Leachman. Wayne Brady has a song in the movie. One of those songs is him singing. It's his song.
That's, oh God. Do you think he improvised it? Is that why it's bad?
Larry Miller's in there. Larry Miller gives it a go.
Larry Miller. He does this Dan, this is such a crazy experience for me because I'm watching this quote unquote movie. And here comes this little vampire thing, and I was like, "Well, there's a guy that's trying. This is." And I was like, "Wait, holy shit! This is Larry Miller. Of course, he's trying. This guy gives it his 100% in anything he does. I have so much respect for Larry Miller, and I think he should be a millionaire. Yes. This guy should be huge. God save him. I mean." What a trooper.
Was Wayne Brady the chocolate? Was he Daredevil Dan? Is that who he was?
He unfortunately was Daredevil Dan, your counterpart in the movie.
maybe the worst thing in this movie.
Which is saying a lot. It's saying a lot. This movie's so bad, Dan.
Now, so this movie, they say it's animated. Oh,
but it's not.
Christopher Lloyd is sort of the big bad guy, kind of.
Oh, boy.
Has about 12 lines, maybe.
Yeah, tops.
So the animation this is what the animation looks like.
That's it's a pretty accurate representation. For those of you listening on podcast, Dan's just kind of wiggling around, and that's pretty much what it looks like. Nobody moves in any sort of real way. It is the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
Actually, the Charlie Sheen main character, Dex Detective,
dog.
He moves he's pretty normal.
Well, he also has fur like a dog, unlike the cat, who apparently has human skin and is...
We're going to talk about that.
Okay, sorry.
So we see this grocery store. It's closing up. There's like this sort of bit with this old lady running into a thing and whatever. We're just like,
they hit it a couple times. Good for them. They know what they've got. They got comedy gold in the shopping cart getting hit by a car, and they hit it.
They did not hit it they just reused the exact same
The
scenes
same.
when they needed a scene of the thing again.
That is
Just
correct.
Copy
Yeah.
that. Just like cut.
They're
paste.
just like, hey, we need something to break up these scenes. Just put the shopping cart back in.
So the lights go down on the supermarket, and then the lights come up on the supermarket, and then the supermarket's like its own city, which looks
Yeah, see, I
completely
disagree
different.
with the statement. Yeah, that's the problem, Dan. It doesn't come back up and we're still in the supermarket. It comes up and it's a town.
Sort
It's
of.
just a town, but they keep telling me that they're in the supermarket and they're like, oh, he's in the cookie aisle. I was like, what aisle? There are no aisles. You're in a town.
And what happens is at times you'll look down and there'll be nobody in the streets, and then you'll look down and then there'll be hundreds of people in the streets.
Just so many people. I don't know where they're coming from or where they're going.
And then you'll look down and there'll be 3 people in the streets. It's just it's completely random at all times. They would just we only got 3 rigs, put 3 people in. We got 1,000 rigs, put 1,000 rigs in there. It's the most insane thing ever. So we see the weird bat guy, which is Larry Miller. We see a green dragon, which we don't understand. We see this weird blue elephant, which is Hideous. We see a farting frog king.
and he does it so much.
And then we see
It's
Mr. Clean walking.
Yeah, and then what happens to Mr. Clean, Dan?
Does he get farted on?
He gets shit on.
Oh, he gets shit on? I don't
He
remember
gets shit on. The frog, something hits the frog and the frog shits on Mr. Clean. Oh boy.
that. The sewer lid hits him. Are you
Yes, that's what it is.
Are you surprised they never went into the sewers in this movie?
I mean, they use it a lot. They use the above ground sewer part a lot. Like there's a lot of manholes. But where is the sewer? Explain that to me, because what part of the sewer is the supermarket? That doesn't make any sense, Dan. This is the dumbest thing you've ever made me watch.
So yes, this is the dumbest movie we've ever watched. The funny thing is the plot is actually kind of straightforward. And if you sort of close your eyes and don't look at what's happening on the screen, because what happens on the screen is there to try
madness.
Try to drive you insane. There's like these background characters that you look at and you're like, what is happening? So the idea is that everyone in the supermarket world are the brand icons, the Ikes.
Now, Dan, you do like a little YouTube show where you kind of go over like children's brands and stuff. Now,
kids brands, yeah.
Are these real brands? Have you seen them? I know some of them are for sure.
Like maybe 1 in 20 or 1 in 10.
Okay.
And occasionally there'll be like that, like the penguin. They kept doing this penguin character who's played by somebody real too.
It's played by Chris Kattan.
Chris
So I don't know if real is where you want to go with it.
Chris Kattan plays this penguin, and like I know about advertising. I'm like, what the hell is that penguin? What is going on with it? They keep showing this penguin and acting like it's a character. That penguin is the character for Kid Cuisine frozen food dinners.
Yes! Oh my God, I used to love those. The chocolate brownie that comes in the middle slot. Oh my God, so good.
So that is the kind of one main character that's a real brand thing.
Why did he keep asking to get hot? So maybe it's because he's a lean cuisine? Is that like
so? Because the idea of this movie was produced by, I guess the guy Lawrence Kasman or something. I don't know.
I don't know, the Kasman.
He was the executive producer on True Lies.
Breaks my heart.
Also,
just shattered.
The executive producer on the Mortal Kombat movies.
Oh, the good ones?
The good ones.
Oof.
The early ones.
Oh boy. God damn.
And so he had this idea to do this movie and like brought in all these people, and that's why there's real stars in there, because you say, I'm the True Lies producer. Charlie Sheen says, yes, please. Of course he does.
The cast cost money. That's all you have to say about it. Like, they shelled out. I don't get it.
So I think they started this movie in like 1999, 2000. I had a feeling they recorded all the voices all at once, and then the animation just went through all these permutations of getting lost and all these weird things. I mean,
Getting lost. I just don't believe it, Dan. I refuse to believe it.
supposedly they lost the tapes. I mean, I bet you there's all sorts of weird insurance scams. You get to the end of the movie.
Yes.
You get to the end of the movie, and it says, copyright the Fireman's Fund Insurance Company.
Wait, what?
So at a certain point, this thing was such a disaster that the underwriter of the movie ended up with the movie. And so at a certain point, they just said, finish this piece of garbage just so we have something that we can put out in the world.
Well, and you know what, guys? You're welcome because I bought this on DVD, so you got a little money in your pockets now.
Fireman's Fund, which of course is no longer in business because it was bought by another insurance company, and
Oh, I did not know that.
read all this stuff. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
So
Dan, you
that
went
was-
down a rabbit hole.
That was one of the things. If you want toys of the characters of this movie, you can buy them on eBay.
I kind of do. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Which characters do you think they made?
I think they made Poop Weasel. That would be my number one guess because the kids love Poop Weasel. Hopefully the super ugly main lady who's supposed to be very sexual but is just the weirdest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. And then the chocolate squirrel guy, Wayne Brady. Those are the three I think they made.
Well, I don't think they made the girl. At least I haven't seen the girl on eBay. But
Guys.
they also made the main guy, Dex Dog Detective.
Oh, of course, the dog detective. Yeah, you're right.
They made the weasel.
Of course they made Poop Weasel because they thought that Poop Weasel was hilarious. Guess what? He's not. It's the worst character I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Who did the voice for Poop Weasel?
I don't know. In my head, it's Steve Buscemi just because that's like what I imagine, but I'm sure it wasn't.
The executive producer of the movie.
Oh my God. Of course. I've told you, they thought that this character was so funny. Never once did I find it funny. Not even a little bit.
Absolutely my favorite part of the movie. Cheezel T. Weasel.
You did not like the weasel. Shut up, Dan. You hated
I
it.
love the weasel so much.
You're the
because
worst. You are the worst type of human, Dan.
It was literally the most the weasels had these big weird hips, and then its head was like a snake or a poop.
Yeah. Yep. That is correct.
And it would its head would move around and be where its private parts would be, and it was just so weird.
And it was shiny, which is not, a weasel's not shiny. I don't know why it had a sheen to it, so it was wet all the time. It was really gross. It was really gross.
So gross. If there was one of the weasels on eBay right now, I would have bought it. There are three that had been sold in the recent past. All the dolls
Oh my God.
sell for $20 to $30.
But where did the toys come from to begin with? Who has them and is on eBay being like, well, I guess I'll just get rid of them because they're never going to be worth any money?
The whole idea of this movie was, and this is your classic executive producer being an idiot. He was like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make this movie called Foodfight. We're going to have a great story about a supermarket. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to all these big companies, Vlasic, Kid Cuisine, Hormel, and they're going to give us their characters. Charlie the Tuna is going to be in there, right? We can put him on the box with Twinkie the Kid riding in a thing.
Yeah.
And then when this movie comes out, we're going to do cross promotions with all these brands, and we're going to get $100 million worth of free advertising. So the companies didn't pay to put the characters in. Nobody paid. The idea was, we're going to put your characters in here. And that's, I guess, some of the people complain about the rampant cross promotion, the whatever it's called, product placement.
Okay.
That's not
Sure.
what this movie feels like.
No, it doesn't. That's why I don't know. It's almost brilliant. It's close. I feel like it's really close because it never feels like, oh, there's McDonald's. Oh, there's whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, this is the world that all these things live in. It's just fucking bananas.
Product placement works when you have Daniel Craig hold up a Pepsi Light and then drink it. And then you're
and I'm like, oh, he's drinking the Pepsi Light. I'll drink the Pepsi Light. Okay.
This is when Charlie the Tuna is hanging out with Shit Weasel, you're not like, oh man, I gotta give me some of that chicken to the sea because
This
he
is
hangs out with the
exactly what I
shitlys.
want my tuna to taste like. Oh my god, it's so weird.
So Tony, talk about the first or introduction to Dex Dog Detective, the icon for the cereal Cinnamon Sleuth cereal.
Okay, so it's not a real cereal. That makes me feel better. The whole time I was like, what fucking cereal is this guy from? I don't understand.
Right at the beginning, we could see like a billboard of Cinnamon Sleuth cereal. So I paused that and I wrote it down.
Good for you paying attention to things because I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't what he's a detective. He's like the world's greatest. He's on a detective hunt and he's like talking to some fucking guy and he's like, hey, give me this stuff or I'm gonna beat you up. And then he throws something and some ugly things jump off a blimp and kill themselves. I don't know what's happening, Dan. I have no idea what's happening. This is what it'll sound like if you ask me to describe this movie for the rest of the time. I have no fucking idea what I'm watching.
So we start. All the characters are on the top of a hot air balloon battling.
Oh, yeah, blimp, hot air balloon.
No,
It's
it's
the
fine.
same thing.
We gotta set the scene, Tony.
I'm telling you, I said it. I said the scene exactly right.
So the main character Dex looks like Ruff. There was an ad character was like take a bite out of crime. He looks like that mixed McGruff the crime dog mixed with Indiana Jones. He has this weird gun that can shoot price stickers.
I don't know what it can
or
do.
You can swing. It's just like 2 or 3 times in the movie it does random shit.
But it is like a price sticker gun. Before you keep going, I'm confused about the size of things because he also uses measuring spoons at the end of his whip to climb up as like a grappling hook.
I don't remember that.
But why are all these things so small? Because they're small. These creatures are very small, so these things should be huge. I don't understand who made these tiny things for them.
So he is fighting against Fat Cat Burglar, who is actually a rat dressed as like a criminal burglar who has stolen like I think these 3 little cats that are in a basket.
Oh, were there kitties? I didn't even notice
there were these 3 little heads in this basket. So Fat Cat Burglar, who is a rat, his henchmen are 4 hairless hamsters.
Is that a thing? I honestly don't. I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude to the hamster community. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I've just never seen that, and it's very scary.
They're so weird.
They're so weird.
And then the hamsters just sort of jump to their deaths, even though, of course, they don't die because they come back later.
But they should die because they definitely jump off of a blimp and they fall to their death. I don't know what's going on.
And then to defeat Fat Cat Burglar, he pulls out an olive pick that's a sword and punctures the balloon and off flies Fat Cat and he grabs the little babies and then swings down and then goes to a park and delivers them to
where everyone is waiting. Why are they all waiting in the park already?
So the other thing is there's this one character that looks like it's like Chiquita Banana which was the banana with the hat full of fruit.
Oh, yeah.
But they've made it into this large weird woman.
Yeah.
And I think probably Chiquita Banana at a certain point was like, no, man. No,
we can't do this. We've seen a clip. Just you need to take us out. Take us out right now.
Get us out of here. Because she has like kind of important roles at different parts. And you're like,
yeah, for sure.
It just doesn't make any sense. So he goes to the park, and at the park he meets we have the bird that's like Hedda Hopper. We're not going to talk about that. He works for the United Supermarket Defense Organization, and then he meets his buddy Daredevil Dan. And Daredevil Dan, I think, brings him a ring, or they talk about him wanting to propose to Sunshine Goodness.
Yep.
Talk about Daredevil Dan for a minute, Tony.
Okay, so here's what I understand about Daredevil Dan is that he's maybe a squirrel, I think, made out of chocolate, super horny. Those are the 3 things that I got out of this character. He is, he's sexually harassing women characters throughout the whole film. at some point he's like looking down some lady's dress. I think she's human. I don't know what's going on, Dan.
Oh, mamacita! Yo, sweet cakes! Oh, nice packaging! How about some chocolate frosting?
So weird. So, of course, the ring is 4 carats, and you can see it very slightly. There's 4 little carats
Which
stuck to it.
I giggled at that. I thought that was funny.
But they didn't even really show it to you.
It's subtle humor, Dan. That's the best part about it. Everything about this movie is like so in your face, and yet the one good joke that they have, they hide it for most of the shot. It's brilliant.
So he talks to Dan. Dan's going to be his best man, and Dan's going to go out and fly and make like a air sculpture. What do you call that? Skyride.
Yeah, skyride. Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in a second. So we do like a whole thing where Chef Boyardee's gonna like make the dinner or something, and then he's set. So the girl shows up, and that's Sunshine Goodness, who is
Hilary Duff,
human, but she has 3
just drawn on whiskers,
and then
they're not even real whiskers. Why aren't they real whiskers? Why are they drawn on her face?
And then she has cat ears tucked into her hair. Why is that, Tony?
Because they wanted to make her a sexual symbol. They want little kids to be like, "Oh, she's hot. I want that cat."
No,
it's very weird.
No.
No way.
What
Bullshit.
it is that her product is raisins, and on the raisins package, she just looks like a girl. But they thought we cannot have this dog wanting
in love
to,
with the girl,
like gonna be screwing this girl. So they put whiskers on her and put ears on her. Like, there it is, problem solved.
But they didn't put whiskers on her. That's just put whiskers on her. Why are they drawn on? It's like a birthmark. It's not whiskers. It's very strange.
One of the other weird things that happens is she like just sort of throws raisins to him, and he like catches them.
He jumps and catches them like a good boy. Yeah, it's great. Their relationship's really solid. I really enjoy. The other thing that's upsetting, Dan, is that multiple times in this scene, you like see up her skirt.
You still have her skirt.
I don't understand why this is happening.
It's so
you animated the movie. It's not like she did it on set and you're like, oops, well, we'll try to cover that in the edit. You did it. You purposely did it. So weird. This movie is so weird.
So they sit down to eat, and then there's like this moose guy that's sort of Dex's right-hand man, but sort of not,
Not a clue.
And then there's like feeding them ice cream, and something really, really sexual happens with the ice cream. What was it? I didn't write it down.
Something that she takes 2 of her fingers, and she's like, "You want a lick?" And it's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting.
So he's trying to propose to her, and then there's just all these weird distractions that whatever. And eventually, Dan's like made this big skyride thing of the marriage proposal, which she doesn't understand as a marriage proposal, even though everyone would read the symbol as a marriage proposal.
It's like a heart, and it's a guy on one knee with her next. It doesn't make any sense. How do you not get it?
And then Dan's like, "I gotta do the loop-diddy-loop." And then he tries to do, and they're all like, "Oh no, Dan has never successfully done the loop-diddy-loop." And then he crashes, and then that breaks up the dinner, and then they all have to run over there.
It's so funny. Really comedically brilliant here. And luckily they hit it again. This is one of those things they hit over and over through the film. Really good stuff. There's an arc where he gets it at the end. I mean, I cried. I was so happy when he landed it later.
Now, Tony, did you know that was going to be like the central thing that they were going to have to succeed at later in the movie was him doing the loop-de-loop?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Never thought I'd see it again.
And so in some ways they set that up right, didn't they?
I mean, sure, they set it up right. The dumbest thing in the world. Yeah, they set it up right. Great job, guys. Fucking idiots.
So hours pass. She went to find him, and then she's gone. Sunshine Goodness is gone.
You're skating over the fact that it's probably a mile. There's like a mile difference between where she was like, I'm going to go check on him, and where he is. And then it's 6 hours later or something like that.
Yeah.
And the dog is talking to the squirrel, and he's like, well, do you think we should be worried? Of course you should be worried. Where the fuck is she?
So
Ridiculous.
she's
Worst
gone.
dog detective ever.
We cut to 6 months later. We're at the supermarket during the day.
And she's dead. Let's just be clear.
She's not dead.
She's
Tony.
been in captivity for 6 months. She's dead.
She's been in captivity.
She's dead.
Very sexy captivity. So Brand X comes in there, and they're bringing their Brand X products to the supermarket, which we understand are going to be slowly phasing out the normal products. That's the villain's plan. And Christopher Lloyd plays the weird guy that comes in there, and he walks like he's insane. And
he's so crazy.
He steps on this bag of chips, and there's like this whole weird thing that happens.
And the guy who works at the supermarket, a human. Let's be clear. These are the human side of things. Christopher Lloyd steps on the bag of potato chips. This guy like almost has a breakdown, and he leans down and picks it up gently. He's like, he stepped on the potato chips. He stepped on the chips. What is happening, Dan? I don't understand anything.
They're raising the stakes.
Nope, they're not. They're not.
Raising the stakes.
Okay, listen, let's pretend that that's what's happening.
Yes.
I don't know. Who then turns and yells as we zoom into the potato chips?
The brand mascot of the potato chips on the bag.
Is his mouth moving? I rewound it 3 times to see anyone that's talking because there's just a voiceover that's like, he stepped on the chips. Nobody steps on the chips. And I was like, who the fuck is talking? I rewound it. No one's mouth is moving and we're zooming in on a bag of chips. It's craziness.
So we cut so we go back inside and Dex lamenting the loss of cinnamon raisin toast or whatever, sunshine goodness. But he's got a club to run. And so he's got to go to he's got the Copacabana. So now
why does he have a club all of a sudden, Dan?
Because
how did they think that this made any sense?
Because now he's become like Rick in Casablanca. Now he dresses sort of like Rick in Casablanca.
Okay, that's not a reason. You understand that what you said was not a reason, right?
I do understand that.
I do understand. Oh my god.
So Daredevil Dan crashes into the gnome tree. So this was meant to be the Keeblers. So probably the Keeblers also pulled out and we're like, no, you're not fucking.
Oh, for sure, because there's a sign on the tree, just like the commercial. And I was like, oh, it's the Keeblers. But then we never confirmed that. And I thought that was very strange.
And then we're introduced to Cheezel the Weasel, who's like trying to get tickets out of the Penguin. And he's like a flasher, and so he like opens his thing, and then like all this weird stuff comes out. He does it 3 different times, and it's always like this weird random stuff that has nothing to do with anything, and you don't understand why he does this.
Well, I think they think these are funny because the same thing happens in the plane. Every time Dan, what's his name? Acrobat Dan? Daredevil Dan, he's always doing something not plane related in the plane. One time he's taking a bath in the plane.
He got attacked by
I don't understand.
He got an alligator. He got attacked by an alligator in the plane.
I forgot.
And these jokes go so fast, you can't even process them. They go by so fast. You're just like, what just happened?
What is happening?
He's like reading like a self-help book at one point.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's not really sitting in the cockpit. He's sort of floating above it. Isn't there one point at which things are floating around his head?
Yeah, he's like doing like and there's like he's got telekinesis at some point. What you will realize, Dan, is that nobody can touch in this movie. And I think it's a limitation of their animation. Because at one point people are supposed to be holding hands and walking off into the sunset, and their hands are like not touching. They're just kind of walking next to each other while they're pretending to hold. It's so weird. This is terrible. It's awful. This movie's so good. I love it.
So Cheezel wants tickets to, I think, get into the Copa Banana, but instead Dax tricks him into getting hit by a trolley.
Yeah, classic hijinks. Just murdering your friends.
So we got the red carpet at the Copa Banana. We go in there.
I like you trying to say that word every time.
Copa Banana.
Copa Banana. Yeah.
So we get inside the Copa Banana. Who's playing the? What is the band of the Copa Banana?
Now, are they the Raisinets? Did we confirm it?
California Raisins.
California Raisins. I love it.
They gave it. They're doing the Turn It Through the Grapevine song. Boom. There it is.
So good. I mean, really great stuff, guys. I used to love those commercials, by the way.
Yep. Charlie Tuna's in there. Mr. Clean is in there. Mrs. Butterworth's in there. Mrs.
Why doesn't Mr. Clean ever talk? Is that a thing?
No, he talks in the commercials. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. And he doesn't talk in this movie at all, and he gets shit on. He doesn't say anything. He just kind of wipes it off. He's like, "It's well, whatever. It's fine."
They do a bald joke right next to him at one point, and they pan
And he
over to
doesn't
him,
say
and he's like,
anything. His mouth never opens. Yep.
Poor Mr. Clean. So Dex is drinking milk and capping chips, which was the chips that got stepped on. He gets all, I'm mad at Brand X. And then Lady X shows up. Lady X played by Eva Longoria.
Yeah. Oh boy. They try to make her so sexy. Like that's like the character description would be like sexy lady. But she's so weird looking. Like so like disturbingly weird looking. And then they just do all these weird things. Like she walks across the floor and she's on fire. She's like where she walks, her footsteps sizzle. They're like because she's lava. I don't know. This is a dumb movie. I don't like this movie, Dan.
So then Dan and the captain fight over her because they both want to like be with her.
Well, they want to bang her. Yeah, let's just call it what it is. They want to have sexual intercourse with this lady.
So it's okay for like the squirrel to want to have sex with a human lady, but it's not okay for a dog to want to have sex with a woman that sells raisins. I don't know.
I think it's the raisins that are the problem here, Dan.
And then somebody screams food fight, and we have a big food fight.
Do we?
Sort of.
Because there's not actually a lot of food that's thrown at this point. There is more food later at the next time someone yells food fight for no reason. But this was most just like a fisticuffs. Like people are just punching each other. Sort of. Yeah. yeah.
And so at a certain point, then Dex or whatever his name, Dex just goes, everybody leave, and everybody just disappears.
You're almost underselling that moment right now, Dan, because he basically what happens is he goes, all right, everybody out, and then they disappear. Like they zip out so fast. It's like 1 second they're there, the next second everyone's gone. I've tried to clear out a party many times in my life, Dan. Nobody leaves that fast. Everyone just lingers, and they're like, oh, no, we're going, man. Let's get the fuck out of my house.
Tony, you have no moral authority.
I have no authority, period. Like moral, any kind.
When Dan Goodsell's done with the party ends.
And the party's over? All right.
Way back in the old days where we used to travel, everyone would hang out, and then I'd be sort of falling asleep, and I'd be like, okay, I need my sleep. I'd just be like, everyone leave. And everyone would leave.
And everyone would oh, well, good for you, Dan.
You gotta control your roost, Tony.
I can't. I don't have a roost.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I using that right?
So now we go back to, is his name Dex? We go back to, I'm going to write that next to this so I don't forget it. Dex. We go back to his office, and then Lady X shows up there. How is Lady X dressed?
Which one is this? Is this where she's in lingerie?
No, was she in lingerie? She was not in lingerie.
At one point, she's in lingerie. She's like, I'm sorry I didn't get dressed, but that's with the dog. So that must be a different time. What is she dressed in right now?
Sexy schoolgirl.
Oh, yes. Okay. I mean, she's got some great outfits.
You're making a kid's movie, and she comes in as like adult woman dressed as sexy schoolgirl, like with the short skirt that's cross pattern, and like a little tie that's like undone. And then they do a whole tango dance.
Is this where she puts her leg on his shoulder? Yeah, so this is dirty. This is a very dirty scene. I don't know.
It's the dirtiest scene in the movie, I think.
And here's the thing, and this is what I was thinking about when I was watching it, is that if I was a kid and I was watching this, I know that I'm supposed to be aroused. Like, because kids always find that, you know what I'm saying. But her face is so scary, Dan. Like, I feel like this will scar children for the rest of their lives. And it's unfortunate.
So he's attracted to her because of her weird perfume, which, of course, we all instantly know means that they've, extracted the essence of sunshine goodness and are using it.
Wait, was that? Are you serious? Because I did not get that.
Oh, you
Dan.
didn't I knew it instantly. I was
I
like,
didn't get
oh,
it at all. I
okay.
was like, "What do you think it is? Pheromones? I don't. What do you think it is? I don't get it."
No, I expected there to be a meat grinder and, they'd be throwing in Sunshine Goodness's arms.
Just little pieces
Yeah.
every now and then. Oh boy.
So Brand X does like this weird thing and starts killing the other brands, and then they basically
they're Nazis, right?
they're Nazis. Yeah,
like
totally
we can
Nazis.
just call it like it is. Okay.
Totally Nazis.
Okay. Good.
So Brand X is doing replacements, and then Dan's like, "Okay, I'm going to stop being a club owner, and I'm going to solve the mystery."
Can we talk for a second just about the plan of replacements because they're doing like recalls on things, right?
No, that's different.
Okay, well then can we talk about recalls real quick because I didn't. Dan, this movie hurts me. How are they deciding what's getting recalled? Because it sounds like at points they're just like, well, let's recall that as if it's their choice. Someone outside of the market has to be the one that's like, we have to recall this. And then the guy who picked up the potato chips early has to be like, okay, I have to pick the things that are getting recalled. It sounds like these creatures are doing all of the shop management, which doesn't make any sense to me.
No, they're putting themselves in the middle of the situation with the recalls. They have to like send back to corporate, and corporate's going to do the recalls.
But they're sending the things.
Yeah.
That's where I get confused.
No. They're sending an email to get these things recalled.
Okay. So they're sending an email from Weird Potato Chip Guy, his email account? Is that what's happening?
Sort of. I mean, Dex works for the United Grocery Super Combine.
What did you just say to me?
It's the
Super Combine?
United Supermarket Defense Organization. He works for them.
But that's a made-up thing, okay?
Tony, this isn't real. This is when it becomes nighttime at the grocery store. All the icons don't come to life. No, Tony, that's not what happens. Surprise!
Hold on, because this
movie was so real. You thought that this was how the world worked. Is that the case, Tony?
But I'm trying to understand how the world in the movie works. Because there's a guy that works at the store. There's a human who works at the store. And it sounds like a lot of things happen around him that he's not directly doing. And so when he comes to work the next day, there's missing products. Who's doing the inventory? And does he not go like, I wonder why I suddenly have 14 less cracker boxes and now I have Brand X cracker boxes? I don't understand how it's working.
Well, I mean, if you really want to get down to it, when they zapped all the products and gave them rigor moldus,
right.
Essentially what that means is that stuff is no longer good and is going to get thrown out, and then the new products are going to be brought in by Brand X people in reality.
Which, of course, we know isn't reality.
No, it's not reality.
Spoiler alert.
So he's going to solve the mystery. Brand X has taken over. They try to kill Cheezel, but they don't kill Cheezel.
Which is unfortunate. I was really hoping they'd get the job done.
And then tells Dex that Dan... Okay, so Cheezel tells Dex that Dan went to the detergent aisle. And so then after that, then Dex kills Cheezel.
Oh, did he die?
Well,
is it weird? I don't remember that.
He dropped the big wrecking ball on his head.
No, I don't remember that at all. That's great.
He kills Cheezel a number of. Cheezel gets thrown off a building. He gets hit by a trolley. Right. He has a wrecking ball thrown on his head. Those are all things that happen.
We didn't talk about with the trolley, Dan, and I'm just remembering now, is that he's standing here and the trolley hits him east to west. Right?
Okay.
But then when the trolley passes, he's north. He's on the north wall, like splattered. That's not how directions work. Well, he got hit and he somehow went at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. That's not how it works. Physics.
So, wait, is there like another, there was the sexy schoolgirl dance. Then we do the tango when Dex goes to Brand X again, and then we have the weird tango. where they tangle through the office and break like the fish bowl,
Oh,
and then
right. Yeah.
they release the birds. The birds all put on hard hats.
Now those are condoms, yeah? Like this is all like a euphemism because that's what I was picking up from it.
Oh, really?
Is
Could be.
that I think that they're having sex and they're just showing us without showing us, but I could be wrong.
So we have the classic thing. We could run this store. He doesn't. He says no, and then she knocks him out, and then wants to kill him. I wrote hot. Oh, okay. So she wants to kill him, and so they put him and Dan, Dex and Dan, in something. Talk about how they're trying to kill him, Tony.
I don't remember this at all. What do you mean? What do they put him in?
They put him in a dryer.
Oh, right. Yeah, no. Yeah, I remember this.
And you don't get it at all. You don't think it's a dryer. It has all these weird bumps and stuff. It doesn't look like a dryer. It just looks like this weird thing.
Now, question,
Yeah.
Dan. And I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't want to get too deep, but it's just something that crossed my mind when this happened. And then later, they say that he's Jewish because he's kosher. Do you remember this?
I remember the Jewish thing, which was so weird.
So they put him in like a dryer.
Oh, Jesus, Tony.
I'm just saying, I just feel weird.
Are you saying the Nazis put the Jewish character into a dryer to burn him to death?
It's not what I'm saying, and it just feels weird.
I hadn't put that. Did you put that one together during when you saw him in the dryer?
It was just at the end of the movie, and they made the Jewish joke. I was like, this feels weird now. It feels weird because the whole time I'm like, well, these guys are Nazis, and now he's... I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm sure that's not what they're going for, but like, it's not good. It's not good, guys.
So they're in the dryer and they're running, like a hamster wheel.
Right.
It's getting hot. And then they see one errant sock, like not a large human sized sock, but a large sock. And then they're like, you know how you get out of a dryer? You follow the sock because
because socks disappear all the time. They're not wrong.
But
they're not wrong.
Hold on a second, Tony. Do socks disappear from dryers or do they escape from dryers?
Well, they escape from dryers.
No, they don't. They disappear from dryers.
They do. No, they escape.
No, they disappear.
They're getting away from my smelly feet.
So Brand X has these military robots, which we don't understand even why we have any of that. And then we have like a 15-second where the hero doubts his quest, where he's like, I'm afraid, I'm doubtful. Oh, I have an idea.
And we're good. Yes. I mean, it's good that they know structurally that you're supposed to have that in there. It's just supposed to play a little bit more of a part. I mean, good for them for checking the box, though. They're reading them Sid Field books.
They've read their Save the Cat. They just don't understand you actually have to have some weight behind some of this stuff.
You have to do it for real. You can't just say it and then move on.
Do you know where they go to next, Tony?
Yeah, I don't even know where we are in the movie at this point. I'm so confused.
They go to see my second favorite character, who I do not believe they made a plush toy of, the Nose.
Oh, the Nose. Is he not real? I just assumed he was a real one. Like a Mucinex or something, you know? I don't know.
They could have stolen him from somewhere, but I don't believe I don't. All
right.
Talk about the Nose, Tony.
Well, the Nose is his voice is very nasally. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that would be funny, Dan.
Does his head flop on a swivel, Tony?
Yeah, of course. But he also makes a lot of snot jokes, which I appreciate. Like so a lot of the characters, here's what I'll say. A lot of the characters just feel like characters. But
so you're saying the characters feel like characters?
Just not like real, just kind of like things that are there. They just feel like they're there. But this guy's jokes are at least related to what his design is.
Sure.
And I appreciate that because I don't feel like we do that a lot. Because Poop Weasel, I don't know what's going on with that. But it's not related to like what he looks like or what he's doing. Like this guy makes a lot of snot and booger jokes, and good for him.
So he figures out that the idea is we got to figure out what's in the thing. He figures out everything except what's the essence of sunshine goodness.
Right.
And I think they said what they were. I wrote it. I think they say it later. So they're like, okay, this is bad. This is toxic. We got to alert headquarters. So we got to go across the store during the day, which is dangerous because there's people there.
It's also confusing because they're still in the town. They're still in the town setting, and they're like, it's daytime.
Which is when the town should not exist.
Right. So I don't know what the rules are of the... It's so bonkers.
So they're like, okay, we're going to go. And they go out, and they're immediately on top of like a shelf. And then there's like hundreds of human beings, like it's a freeway. Like they're playing Frogger.
Honestly, this store is doing great. Like this is the busiest market I've ever seen.
Now, Tony, I gotta say to you, did you think it was going to be real human beings when they went out into the store? I really thought it was going to be real human beings for some reason.
You mean as in like live action people? I wish to God that it was. That would have been amazing because the human designs in this movie are terrifying.
So they jump off there, and then they get caught by... Oh, there's also like this evil Nazi ham woman, which we're not going to talk about all the evil Brand X characters because they're so weird, and trying to dissect them will make you want to lose your mind. Talk about... Somebody gets grabbed by this baby, which is one of the most...
scariest baby of all time. It's like this fat-headed baby. Its teeth are all snaggly. It's got like crazy ass little hairs. It's the scariest baby of all time.
So eventually a 2-liter soda pop just sort of flies down, and then they jump on it, and then it lid on pops, and then they shoot off.
Again, you're saying it too normal because it's just a plastic bottle, Dan, but somehow it's flying.
But then
literally flying.
But then it flies more once it starts ejecting soda pop.
Which makes that part make sense. Listen, if you want to shake it up and then spin the top and it shoots out, I'm fine if you fly like that. But it flew before that happened, and then it also flies after that happened. So there's no reason for you to even do it at that point because this thing is fucking magical.
And they like literally fly into like the freezer section and go through a box and go into like another dimension, back to their dimension, and then they fly out somewhere else and are in like another dimension. It's like
it's like secret pipes. I don't know. It's crazy.
So they end up in this weird room that has... I don't even know what's in this room. There's a computer in this room. There's 2 vents in this room, and then there's all these other things.
Yeah, and I don't know what they are, and they don't deal with it. And the person who designed it was like, I don't, just shapes, just put shapes. I don't know, guys.
And repeat those shapes.
just copy paste, Control V.
So they get in the computer and they're going to send the email, and then they figure out that they're like these bad prunes that got recalled, and then Sunshine's raisins got recalled, and then they like start putting the whole thing together that these things are somehow connected, and then they're about to send the email. I like the little email woman.
Sure.
Little blue icon.
The little dancing. Yeah.
It's actually quite nice and beautiful, and a nice representation of the idea of a computer and email.
Yeah, they got one thing right. Great. Bully for you guys.
So they cut the power, and now we're going to have a big fight. So then we go back to the Copa. And
how did they get back there so fast?
I don't know.
This was an epic journey, Dan, to get to the email room. And then they're just back at the other place. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Stupid. So stupid.
Then the bad guys arrive, and Dead shows up. Ply it. Song. Bad guys leave. Shredded cheese guy. I don't know what happens in the scene.
I don't understand one word you just said. Shredded cheese guy.
I wrote shred cheese guy ? Jez.
Yeah.
Des
well, somebody threatens the fromage guy with a cheese grater, and he's like, I'm going to grate you up or something. I don't know.
And then the bad guys just, after a song, they just like, okay, we're leaving.
Oh, yeah, no, this is... Okay, I know where we are. I'm trying to follow your logic here. So they all show up in the same room when we're going to have like a dance fight because Mr. X, Brand X guy is like singing his, we're boring, we're Brand X.
We have the two competing songs. Yeah. There's like Brand X, and then they're like,
a different song. They're like, hey, we're fun and lovely, and here's our products. And then Brand X is like, humph, let's get out of here, guys. I have no idea what's going on.
So we come up, Dex comes up with the aluminum foil plan, and then we have like 20 minutes of the food fight.
Right before we get to the food fight, let's talk about this tinfoil thing, they're using as...
How do I have 2 more pages of this movie?
I don't, because you think the movie's over, and it's not over. It just keeps going. But so let's talk about these lightning rods that they make out of tinfoil. Because, one, how is there lightning in a fucking market? It's a supermarket. Where's the lightning coming from? But also, they just take this tinfoil and then they just stick it in the buildings, and it sticks.
More importantly,
what are their buildings made out of?
More importantly, they shape it into things. What things do they shape it into?
They're shaping into things that are like personal to them or something. I don't know.
One of them was a toilet, and one of them was a chimney.
Yeah. And I don't know why.
So then there's just all this weird fighting. There's pies. There's whipped cream, there's syrup, there's ketchup, there's flying exobites, there's the bubblegum attack.
Wait, what? What's that?
The flying exobites? Those are the bugs. Those are robot bugs.
Those are bugs. But don't hold on. Hold on 1 second on those because we have to talk about that. But before that, let's talk about the food because they throw food and it's one shape and color as it comes down. And then it explodes into just like this weird foamy white gelatin. All of it turns into the same thing.
If you throw a watermelon, the watermelon just turns into green foam. Not into red foam, into green foam.
No, it's all wrong. All of it is wrong. It doesn't make any sense.
And they'll throw a thing into a group of 1,000 people, and then it'll be 3 people.
And they use the same footage over and over of explosions on this, just with different colors. It's crazy. But on to the bugs real quickly, Dan. Do you remember how the bugs appear?
Don't they sort of fly?
But where do they fly? So Lady X, is that her name? Is that what we're going?
Sure.
She gets she's on the roof. She's on the roof. She's about to call her bugs.
She yells from the roof for like all of it.
Forever, for like a whole day. It's ridiculous. To get the bugs, she puts her leg up. You don't remember this, Dan? This was the only note that I remember taking in the second half of the movie.
They fly out of her crotch.
They fly out of her vagina. 1,000,000%. It is the craziest shit, and it's not even. They give us like what's that? What's the student movie where the student sleeps with the teacher? What's that called? Mrs. Robinson, you're seducing me. Anyhow. They give us that shot. So it's through her leg is up on the roof and then one of her legs is down. So she's like split legged. And then the mosquito things fly out of her vagina. Just a bunch of them just right out of it. And I don't, why? Why would this be a thing? I might even find the footage and put it right here so that everyone can see what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I don't want to make you guys watch the whole movie. But this is crazy.
You might have to cut in a little bit of footage on this one.
You're right. This might be the one we have to show some shit. I got to show that baby back before.
You got to show the baby. And there's one thing at the end that you have to show for me.
All right, I'll do it.
And if you could also cut in like Cheezel the Weasel, like when he opens up his things.
We'll have a bunch. I'm telling you what, I'm just gonna have Cheezel the Weasel just gonna be dancing the whole time in the fucking corner because it's so fucked up. Oh god, this movie.
Okay, so let's see. So somebody goes down in the sewer to cut the power. Maybe Cheezel goes into the sewer to cut the power. I think that's what Cheezel does.
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
They make a toilet a fireplace. There's a song about aluminum foil weapons. While they're making the aluminum foil weapons, there's a song. They kill the penguin, and then Dex kills one of the generals.
Yeah, he just flattens them with like a soda can. I don't remember exactly what it is. It's weird.
The nose needs to make an antidote.
Yeah.
Let's
Sure.
see. Dan's songs, you'll die. Dan says you're going to die, and so he's like, but we'll take the plane. And then, Cheezel fights the Russia lady.
Is this all true? Are you just writing random sentences? Because that's
I've written
what it
all
sounds
this more. Like. Then I wrote,
oh my God.
One of them says, once more into the bleach.
Right, which is funny. Once more into the fray.
And if they actually had weight to any of these lines, they might be funny. But they don't have any weight to any of these lines.
They might. I'm not sure it would still land. But, you at least give it a shot. Just throwing shit away.
And then the lightning storm begins, and it starts destroying all the Brand X buildings because they don't have lightning rods. And that's the whole idea. They put lightning rods on the good buildings, and then all the...
Which is, by the way, the opposite. Right? Isn't that the opposite of how lightning rods work? Don't lightning rods attract attention from lightning?
I mean, the truth of the matter is that, yeah, lightning won't hit a non-lightning rod building. It'll hit a lightning rod building, right. But then the lightning will then be dispersed.
Right. It protects the building, sure, but it doesn't, I don't know, man.
It would attract most all the lightning.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, so where's the lightning coming from? We're talking about what the lightning does. Where the fuck does it come from? I have no idea.
So he goes to the Brand X office, and there's Sunshine. She's alive. She's tied up. And is this really a line that somebody said? You cold-farted itch.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen says it. Sure does.
He calls somebody
cold-farted itch.
Is that mean something?
Yeah, well, it's cold-hearted bitch, but just, different. Cold hard bitch, just a kiss on the lips.
So he pulls the rug on somebody, and then he spits a raisin to kill the lizard general.
Yeah, boy, I didn't understand what happened there. She throws a raisin, he catches it, and then spits it. I have no idea. I don't understand any of it.
And that kills one of the generals?
He spits it into a gun, maybe? And then the gun, I don't know. It was weird. It didn't make any sense.
And then he realizes that her goodness is the secret ingredient.
Yeah, because he just starts smelling her like a fucking creep.
And then
it's ridiculous.
Dan has to pull off the loop-de-loop to rescue them. I don't know why he couldn't just fly over there and pick them up.
It seems like he could have. I'm just going to say it right now. It seems like he could have. It didn't seem to get him out of any danger or around an obstacle. He just kind of did it and then flew over.
And then the Brand X guy shows up in town, and he's gigantic. And then they sort of start doing battle with him, and they say, "Hey, whack job, check out time." And then
check out time.
Tex the two characters have pulled the wire, and then he falls on the wire, and then he falls down, and in the end, he is a robot, and inside is Brand X lady, and then we find out that she is actually Priscilla Presley, the prune lady.
Wait. Okay, hold on. These are two separate things we have to talk about.
Okay.
Because they're both big.
Okay, big things.
So, Christopher Lloyd falls down.
Yep.
We say he's a robot.
He's a robot.
Are you surprised?
Mm-mm.
Were you shocked?
No.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you thought that there was something off about him the whole time?
Even though everybody's heads sort of shoot back, his head shot back even more.
So, okay, I just thought, when this happened, I was like, oh, that's what you were trying to convey to me? Because all of their animation is so bad. Everyone moves so impractically that I was like, I didn't get that he was different than everyone else.
Yeah, he would.
I just didn't.
If it was a real movie, he would have gone like this.
Sure, yeah, great. That's good. Let the kids know that he's different. But then the guy behind him couldn't move like that, because I feel like the guy behind Christopher Lloyd was also doing the hippy dippy.
Probably.
I don't know. It's fucking dumb. I didn't see it coming.
Okay.
Great twist.
And then Priscilla, the prune lady, comes out, and Madam X stops being beautiful and turns into another one of the most hideous characters ever put on film.
But you're not even saying how. She gets punched, and her plastic surgery undoes itself.
Is that what they said?
That is what first of all, we have to talk about what happened. She says that she went to Brazil to get some plastic surgery to look hot. Okay, that's step one of her plan, which is crazy. First of all, who is there giving plastic surgery to these little creatures? They're not humans. Like, I don't understand, but okay, regardless, let's just pretend that makes sense. The next thing that she says is she was like, hey, humans are easy to manipulate when you look like this. Size only matters to men. So first of all, it's a penis joke, which is great. Small penises, they matter, guys. Guess what? But what ostensibly what she is saying is that she's sleeping with humans as a tiny little thing. So guys,
Maybe,
I don't know, guys.
maybe she's sleeping with humans as a Christopher Lloyd Robot Man.
But she says specifically, when you look like this, humans will do anything. So she's like, I don't know, they're just opening their pants, dropping her down, and letting her go to town. I don't know. It's super weird. But then
you could be doing that at work and no one would know.
It's so fucking weird. And then they get in a physical fight. She gets punched, and boom, her surgery undoes itself.
All those stitches come loose, and boom.
Apparently it was just a lot of tucking. There was no removing or changing whatsoever. Just a lot of tucking.
Oh, because
with tape.
Sunshine fought her because
Dex
right. couldn't do it because he couldn't hit a girl.
Of course.
I wrote that she slapped her back to ugly.
I mean, yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, she's horrifying. She's horrifying.
And then
how does plastic surgery hide all those welts and like bumps? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
And then somebody says, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a spam."
Once again, Charlie Sheen, you're just quoting Dog Detective all day. You love him.
And then the nose comes up with the antidote, and all the Ikes just come back to life because they all have the moldus reguli.
Yeah, because it's a kid's movie, so we got to bring back the penguin, and then all of a sudden, there's a lady penguin, which I didn't see before.
And did you look at the sexual signifiers of the lady penguin?
You mean her penguin boobies?
She had penguin breasts, but they also took the time to paint like a little red tip on her beak to apply lipstick.
She's lady lips.
Jesus.
This movie is fucked up, dude.
And then the last big scene, there's a song, last big song, and we learn that they're getting married, and Dex is Jewish because there's two little weird Jewishy characters.
Well, and he does the stepping on the glass, but it's like a milk carton or something, and he's like, I didn't know Dex was Jewish. Oh boy.
There's also one clip you got to put in here, Tony.
Okay.
Where right at the end they're all standing there and it's about to end, and there's this weird muscle guy standing behind them. Do you remember this muscle guy?
I don't remember this. I don't know.
It's like I think it's the last scene, not right before the wedding Jewish scene.
Yeah.
And it is like the weirdest character I've ever seen. It is just you just really wonder who did these designs and what they thought. I mean, did they think they were good looking? Did they think they were horrific looking? And somebody.
I think the animator and the director hated each other. And so, like, the animator just kept sending him the worst stuff ever. And the director's like, you know what? I will use it. I love it.
And then, like, IBM did, like, all the animation or something. IBM, a big logo at the end.
Oh, Jesus.
So IBM's involved in this somehow.
I would not want my logo anywhere on this movie.
Somebody needs to do the deep dive on this movie and talk to someone needs to get to Larry Miller and talk to him. He seems like the one voice you're going to be able to get some information.
He'd be the only guy, voice of reason to give us it straight.
Yeah, he'd be like an idea of what's going on with the voices if they did record them all in like 2001 and then they sat on the shelf for 11 years until this movie came out. Oh my God. But like we said, I think said at the beginning, this movie went through all sorts of weird production stuff and then eventually got owned by the insurance company, and then the insurance company put it out, and they put it out on DVD, and then somebody made toys at some point, which probably sat in a warehouse
which is incredible.
Instead of being thrown away, they were just given away at Goodwill. And then those have worked their way onto eBay and whatnot. And of course, there's the DVD, and it did get a theatrical release, I think, in Europe or someplace. So it made
great job.
It made like
great job,
$15,000 or something.
Woo-wee. And now 8 more because I bought it on DVD.
Yeah. This was quite a movie.
This was a real wild ride. So thanks for that, Dan.
It was good. I gotta look up. Yeah.
I feel like this is one of the movies that I'm going to tell people to try to watch if you can find it. Don't spend money on it, but there's got to be something on YouTube. Just try to find some clips because
it's so weird.
It'll change your life. It'll change your life.
I said to my wife, if you drink alcohol, this movie's 10 out of 10.
I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10, but you'll get some laughs out of it.
Okay, now's the part of the show where we talk about something we liked this week. Tony, tell us about something you liked this week.
Well, Dan, I've got good news and I've got bad news. So my thing is a split 50-50. I enjoyed it, but I also hate it beyond belief. And it's hard to reconcile those two things. I saw, and there won't be any spoilers here because, I don't know. But I saw Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay.
Great fun. So much fun. So great to see all the other people in the movie. Very fun.
Andrew Garfield.
The movie makes less. Hey, no spoilers.
Oh,
but yeah. He's the best part of the movie without a doubt.
I've heard he's great in it. Yeah,
he's fucking phenomenal.
He's killing it now, man.
Oh yeah,
the Garf.
And I know that I'm not in. What am I? The majority. I'm in the minority where I think his Spider-Man movies are actually very good, and I enjoy them.
Okay.
A good deal. But the movie No Way Home doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense. Not even one iota of sense. And people, I was on Reddit the other day. I don't know why I would go on Reddit, but I was on Reddit because I wanted to read other people be like, do people think this movie makes sense? Because it doesn't make any fucking sense. And they're like, hey, magic is magic. Don't think about it. Don't worry. It's magic. You want to try to explain magic? I was like, yes, I do. Magic needs rules.
No, it doesn't. I told you. Magic can either have rules or it cannot have rules. Those are two options.
I don't know if we want to talk. Maybe we can talk about this offline. It needs to have rules in this sense because it affects things. When you're doing a 28 movie franchise, you need to have fucking rules. You can't just be like, who gives a shit anymore? The MCU is crazy anyhow. But that's
the way Sony's always run they're part of the MCU. I mean, all those X-Men movies, those don't all fit together.
Whoa! What are you talking about? Days of Future Past makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. I know that's what I'm saying. But Marvel, because this is a Marvel Sony collaboration, Marvel still has shit to do, and you can't. You just can't. You can't after that. It's fucking.
Well, they're gonna solve all that in Doctor Strange.
I don't think they will. Just going to throw that out there. I don't think you can.
Sam Raimi's going to fix it, but it's going to be too scary for all the little brats. Oh, it's too scary. It's too scary. It's a scary movie. It's a Marvel movie. It's too scary. There's monsters. I'm so afraid. Body horror.
What did you say? Body horror?
Body horror.
Oh, horror. I thought you said body horror. Look cool.
I probably said body horror,
but. So to sum up, super fun if you don't think of it as a movie. But it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Tony got that out of the way.
All right, what do you got?
My pick is We Own This City. I don't think I already did this one. Did I already do this?
Oh, shit, you did not, but this show is dope.
Did you watch it?
Yes, sir.
You watched like the first 6 minutes or whatever, John Barenthal's first.
I love him.
He's so good. He is just electrostatic. He's just like unbelievable. In this show.
Yeah, he's great. He was the best part of The Walking Dead. Literally, I stopped watching Walking Dead when he was no longer on it.
Then you didn't watch it very long.
I don't care. I did not. I watched it one season, I think, and then I was like, well, this show's over for me.
He's stunning, and then everyone else is stunning, and every plot line, you're just like, please go back to that good plot line, and then they'll stop and go to the next one. You'll be like, I guess I really love this one too.
I guess. Yeah, no, it's wonderful. I mean, not wonderful. It's very good.
So have you watched?
I don't know if wonderful's the right
Have you
word.
watched the Pentaveret yet?
No, is that Mike Myers? I have not. Have you?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I'm trying to work myself up to do it, and it's very difficult.
Well, if you like,
Is it good?
Is it good? No, it's terrible. It's beyond terrible. It's
All right.
it's. I mean, Love Guru might be better.
Oh,
It
God.
has
All right.
more shit jokes and
No. All right.
it's. I mean, I'm fascinated by it. I keep falling asleep during it because it's really boring.
Well, sure,
But
sure.
yeah, I don't think I've made it through a half an hour episode without falling asleep.
Oh my God, Dan, that's not good. That's not good. I'll watch it for next week so I can be a part of the conversation.
Yeah, you gotta watch some of it. It's pretty
All right.
classic. So what do you got for us next week, Tony?
All right, we got speaking of No Way Home, we've got a blockbuster.
Ooh,
Very excited.
Our favorite movies.
Tom Holland blockbuster 2022. We're going Uncharted,
baby. It's blockbuster.
Pew, pew,
Video
pew.
game movie.
I'm ready. Woo.
COVID failure.
Sorry.
Right?
I don't know why that was funny. Yeah, yes, 100%. You're not wrong.
This movie kicked in the nuts by COVID? Was that one of these movies?
I don't listen. That's probably what they said was the problem, and I'm gonna disagree. I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think in a perfectly healthy world, this movie still would have tanked because they made terrible decisions. But let's find out.
Have you already watched it?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
This is just based on my personal feelings of Tom Holland playing an adult male, which is unbelievable. So I love Tom Holland. Let me be clear. I love him. He's great. He's a child. He's a child. He cannot grow up into a man. It's just not possible. And Nathan Drake is a man. He is a man.
It is very funny when Hollywood tries to do, and that's the thing. Even Tobey Maguire, when he played Spider-Man, a little too old. A little too not. Tom Holland is
for sure.
So perfect as Spider-Man.
Great, yeah, because he's a tiny child boy in high school. And we all believe it. Even though he's, 26, 27, we still believe it because he's a tiny child. You can't make him like an Ultraman explorer guy. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry.
You can't put him up there next to Hugh Jackman. You just can't.
Right? He's not Harrison Ford. He can't be Indiana Jones, guys. It's like when we're trying to make Shia LaBeouf Indiana Jones. Come on. Idiots.
Poor Shia LaBeouf.
I don't know if I love Shia LaBeouf, but he's fine.
No,
he's crazy.
Shia, go watch Holes, man. That movie holds up.
Holes is great. Transformers 1 is still a fun blockbuster movie. I'm sorry. I love it. It's great.
Oh, Stubby Thumbs, Mickey.
Oh my God. Oh, poor Megan.
God can't make anything that perfect.
Oh, so I'm going to take half your thumb. All right, I'm done.
Tony!
You started it, Dan. Shame on you.
You're being ableist.
Oh, no, am I? I don't mean to be.
I know you don't mean to be, but...
But you are, and you're canceled.
You and the Harry Potter lady, you're terrible people.
Oh, yeah, we're on the same level.
Same level.
Get JK out of here. Oh, God, what an idiot.
Ooh, we have Fantastic Beasts to look forward to.
Dan, I don't know if I can do it. I really don't. The second one is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
It is not the worst movie you've ever seen.
Well, you're right. Foodfight is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. But it's really bad. It's really, really bad.
Foodfight was, I think there was one joke in Foodfight I laughed at, but I didn't make a good note of it. So never know what that one joke
didn't
was.
Mean that much to you. Yeah. Oh my God.
Well,
what a treat.
What a treat. If you like what you hear, see, or smell, we'll be back next week with Uncharted. Leave us a comment, leave us a like, leave us a subscribe.
I don't put any of the links in the video, so he's pointing to nothing, just so everybody knows.
And this is going to be with clips. Tony's going to clip in some pictures.
I'm gonna clip this one up. Who knows? Maybe I'll go overboard. I don't know. Hopefully not.
Be pretty funny.
Hopefully it's just the right amount of clips.
But you got to have that weird muscle guy at the end there.
I'm gonna find Weird Muscle Guy. Maybe I'll put him right here again.
Yeah.
Just for you.
Put him
Right here.
Here's Weird Muscle Guy. I've got him right here. Oh, he's so cute. Look at how
Oh,
cute
just
he
give him a
is.
little scratch. Oh, right under the chin.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Oh my God.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everybody.